There are two types of silence on an airfield. The first is the silence of respect, when a $50 million war machine touches down after a perfect sortie. The second is the silence of fear. And on the tarmac of Forward Operating Base Echo, Fear wore a flight suit and went by the name of Lieutenant Victor Kane.
Do you think this is a joke, Shaw?
The intake valve was rattling, Lieutenant. I told you not to push it past Mach 1.5.
You told me? You told me! I'm the tip of the spear, old man. You are the handle. You don't tell the spear where to thrust. You just make sure I don't break when I hit.
Kane was 26, a prodigy from the academy with perfect eyesight and an ego that could block out the sun. Shaw was... Nobody knew how old Shaw was. He was just part of the hangar, like the smell of jet fuel and ozone.
If you push the Wraith past Mach 1.5 with a loose intake, the vibration creates a harmonic frequency. It won't show up on your HUD. It'll just snap.
Snap? Like your leg snapped in whatever training accident washed you out of basic.
The air on the tarmac grew heavy. Disrespecting a mechanic is bad luck. Insulting Harlen Shaw felt like cursing in a cathedral.
Clean the cockpit, Shaw, and get that grease off the canopy. If I see a single fingerprint when I fly tomorrow, I'll have you scrubbing latrines in Antarctica.
Shaw didn't say a word. He didn't report Kane. He didn't throw his wrench. He just limped over to the Wraith, placed a hand on its cold metal skin, and whispered something no one else could hear.
Don't kill him, girl. Not yet. He needs to learn.
The next morning, the sky was a bruised purple. Kane climbed into the cockpit, looking sharp, rested, and arrogant. He didn't even glance at Shaw.
Tower, this is Wraith 1, requesting unrestricted climb to 40,000.
Wraith 1, cleared for takeoff. Good hunting.
Most mechanics pray when their pilots take off. Shaw didn't pray. He just started counting backward from 300. Because Harlen Shaw knew something Lieutenant Kane didn't. The Wraith wasn't just a machine. It was a test. And the exam was about to begin. At 35,000 feet, the air is thin enough to freeze blood in seconds. Up here, Lieutenant Kane was a god. The curvature of the earth was his throne, and the throttle was his scepter. He pushed the stick forward, leveling out. The Wraith responded beautifully. It was the most advanced fighter jet ever built. $1 billion of stealth technology wrapped in composite skin. Kane checked his HUD. All systems green. Fuel nominal. Hydraulics steady. He smirked beneath his oxygen mask. Loose intake valve, he muttered. Old fool. He punched the throttle. He wanted Mach 1.6. He wanted to feel the compression of the atmosphere against his chest. The G-meter climbed. 4 Gs, 5 Gs. The speedometer ticked past Mach 1.4. Then it happened. It didn't start with an explosion. It started with a hum. A vibration that traveled up through the floorboards, into the seat, and rattled Kane's teeth.
Tower, Wraith 1, getting some chop up here. Requesting vectors.
Negative, Wraith 1. Radar shows clean air. No turbulence in your sector.
Kane frowned. The vibration was getting worse. It wasn't the wind. It was the plane. The stick began to fight him, twitching in his grip like a living thing trying to break free.
Tower, I'm losing stick authority.
The nose of the jet pitched up violently. Kane slammed back into his seat, the G-force hitting him like a sledgehammer. 7 Gs. 8 Gs. His vision tunneled. He fought the stick, pulling, pushing, wrestling with the hydraulics, but the Wraith was no longer listening. It was doing exactly what Shaw had said it would. At Mach 1.5, the airflow over the loose intake valve created a harmonic resonance, a ghost frequency. It wasn't breaking the engine, it was confusing the flight computer. The jet thought it was stalling, so it pitched down. Then it thought it was diving, so it pitched up. The Wraith was having a seizure at supersonic speeds.
Mayday! Mayday! Wraith 1 is in a spin. I have no control. Ejection handles armed.
Wraith 1, punch out, punch out.
Kane reached for the yellow ejection handles between his legs. This was it. The end of the career. The loss of $1 billion asset. He gripped the handles, but he didn't pull, because the canopy didn't blow.
Canopy failure, canopy failure. I'm trapped. Oh God, I'm trapped.
The harmonic vibration had jammed the locking mechanism. The coffin was sealed. Kane was going to ride this metal tomb all the way to the ground. Kane screamed. It was a raw, primal sound. The sound of a man who realizes his ego has written a check his life can't cash. He was clawing at the glass, weeping.
Tower, help me! Do something!
The radio crackled. But it wasn't the tower. The voice that cut through the static didn't sound like a flight controller. It sounded like gravel and old oil.
Stop screaming, Lieutenant. You're wasting oxygen.
Shaw? Shaw, is that you? The jet is dead! I'm dead!
The jet is confused, Kane. It's in a feedback loop. And you're not dead until I say you're dead. Now listen to me.
I can't. The stick is locked.
Let go of the stick.
What?
Let go of the stick, Lieutenant. Put your hands in your lap. Do it now.
Kane hesitated. Every instinct he had as a pilot screamed against it. You never let go. You fight the bird until the ground hits you. But the ground was coming fast. 15,000 feet. He let go. He raised his hands.
Okay, I let go. We're still spinning.
Good, Shaw said. Now, I need you to reach down to the secondary breaker panel by your left knee. Find the breaker labeled FCS2. It's red.
I see it. Flight control system?
Pull it.
Are you insane? That kills the computer. I'll lose all stability.
The computer is what's killing you, Kane. It's trying to correct a vibration it doesn't understand. Pull the breaker. Kill the brain. Fly the body.
He pulled. The Wraith stopped jerking. It was still falling, nose down, picking up speed. But the violent oscillation was gone. It was just a heavy piece of metal falling through the sky.
Okay, now you're flying analog. No computer, no assist, just hydraulics and cables. You need to pull out of the dive. But listen carefully. If you pull back too hard, without the computer to limit the G's, you will rip the wings off.
I don't know the limit. The computer always handles the limit.
I know the limit. I know exactly what she can take. Put your hand on the stick, gently.
Kane grabbed the stick. It felt heavy. Dead weight.
Pull back, smoothly. I'm going to count you in. 3, 2, 1. Pull.
Kane pulled. He felt the resistance. The nose began to lift.
Easy. She's groaning. Do you hear that vibration? That low thrum?
Yes.
That's the main spar bending. Hold it there. Don't pull an inch more. Let her breathe.
Kane held his breath. He could feel the metal straining through the stick. He wasn't flying by numbers anymore. He was flying by feel. He was connected to the machine in a way he had never been before.
She's leveling out. We're level. Shaw, we're level.
Don't celebrate yet. You have to land a Mach 2 fighter jet with no computer, no flaps, and a jammed canopy. Head for the airfield. I'm clearing the runway.
The approach was ugly. The Wraith came in like a missile, wobbling in the air. Fire trucks were racing down the tarmac, sirens blazing. You're coming in at 200 knots. You're going to burn the brakes. Keep the nose up as long as you can. Use the air resistance.
I can't see the runway. The angle is too high.
Trust me, I'm your eyes. Left rudder. More. Now. Drop it. Kane stomped on the brakes. The jet shuddered, sliding sideways, threatening to tip over. He fought the stick, wrestling the beast until it finally, agonizingly, came to a halt just feet from the gravel trap. Silence returned to the airfield. Rescue crews swarmed the jet. Because the canopy was jammed, they had to use the jaws of life to crack the seal. They pulled Kane out, shaking, pale, soaked in sweat. He pushed the medics away. He didn't want water. He didn't want a doctor. He scanned the crowd. He saw him. Shaw was standing by the hangar doors, wiping his hands on that same greasy rag. He looked unimpressed. Kane marched over. The adrenaline had turned into a strange mix of fury and reverence. He stopped in front of the mechanic. The entire ground crew watched. The base commander was walking over, looking grave. "How?" Kane asked. His voice was a rasp.
How did you know? How did you know the exact G limit? How did you know the harmonic frequency?
"Because I didn't read the manual, Lieutenant." The base commander stepped in. He wasn't looking at Kane. He was looking at Shaw. And then, the commander did something that made Kane's blood run cold. He saluted. "Colonel Shaw," the commander said, "I see you had to intervene." Kane's jaw dropped.
Colonel, he's a grease monkey. He's a washout.
The commander turned to Kane, his eyes hard. "Lieutenant, you are standing in front of Colonel Harlen Shaw, former test pilot for the Skunk Works program. He didn't just fix the Wraith." The commander gestured to the jet. "He designed it. He flew the prototype. And that leg he drags? He shattered it ejecting from the first Wraith when the engine exploded at Mach 2. He is the only reason that plane exists." "The handle, Lieutenant. The handle is what allows the spear to be thrown. Without it, you're just a sharp piece of metal lying in the dirt." Kane swallowed hard. The arrogance drained out of him, leaving only the hollow realization of how close he had come to death and whose hand had pulled him back. He slowly raised his hand and saluted. It was the first honest salute of his life.
Thank you, sir.
Kane whispered.
And I'm sorry.
Shaw didn't salute back. He just nodded, turned around, and limped back into the shadows of the hangar. "Just clean the canopy, kid, and do it right this time." Competence is a quiet virtue. It doesn't need to shout over the roar of an engine or brag in a mess hall. Real power isn't about rank or speed or the shiny eagle on your collar. It's about knowing the machine better than you know yourself. Lieutenant Kane learned to fly that day. But more importantly, he learned to see. He learned that in a world of loud noises and fast jets, the most dangerous thing in the room is often the quietest. The Titans don't always wear capes or medals. Sometimes, they just wear grease.